What's up, everybody? David here. I bet you're asking yourself again, why is he wearing that same shirt? Does he have any other clothes? Well, the answer is that I recorded all these videos in a row with no real idea of when I would put them out or anything like that, but I just wanted to get it out there. The first video that I put out there, if you remember, I talked a little bit about sharing your story or not. It's your choice. You can share as much or as little as you want. The second one, I talked about getting professional help, getting good counsel, and allowing professionals to be professionals and allowing pastors to be pastors. Um, if you're watching this one, you haven't unfriended me from that last video, and so I appreciate it. Today, I want to talk to you about the value of community. Such a cliche word, but what I've learned from depression and what I've learned about, I'm gonna be super pastoral for a minute, what I've learned about the enemy and depressive thoughts and the way that Satan likes to attack people, it's through isolation. And you'll notice, and I notice, that in the darkest moments of this journey of mine, I felt very alone, and my thoughts of wanting to be by myself crept in, and also the fear of being alone crept in. It was both afraid to be alone and the desire to be alone that attack you from both ends, and it is just a mind. I can't say the F word because I would never do that, but you can fill in the blank. It was just a mind mess that you put yourself in where you don't want people and then you at the same time desire to not be alone. It's completely irrational, and it just takes your mind into a place that it was never intended to be. It just wants you to be, the enemy wants you, depression wants you, anxiety wants you to think that you have nobody, um, which is just a lie. And so there's value in good community. I say that carefully for those of you that have never walked through what depression or anxiety looks like. Um, know that just because somebody is isolating doesn't mean they don't love you or they don't care for you. It's just part of what they're going through. Um, I have a circle of friends that have been absolutely incredible through this process and through this experience for me, and to provide community, because those that are closest to you, those that know you the best, they know when you're off. And when I first started realizing for myself how bad my depression and my anxiety had gotten, and I finally opened up to those that I love, the answer that I received from them in response to that was no kidding. Like we knew. I remember Colton Shaw, who is one of my best friends. He said, yeah, I noticed that back, and he listed off a date, and I'm like, okay, well, I thought I'd been dealing with this since February, and he was able to spot, those close to you are able to spot when something's off and something's different, and that's why it's valuable. Scripture talks about iron, as iron sharpens iron, so man sharpens man. Having friends around you to sharpen you and to know your weakness and to know your pain and to know what you're walking through are things that can't be overstated and just how important they are. There are many days where I wanted to be by myself, and there are many nights where Wesley or Jessica Jobs or Haley and Colton Shaw would call me in the middle of the night or would check on me. If you know Haley, she's like a mother to everyone and checks on me almost daily, asking me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. And that community is valuable. On the same token, understanding that too much can be hard, and there are going to be friendships and relationships that are just not able to be a part of that walk with you. I think of some relationships in my life that have fallen apart through depression because there are just some that are not able to walk down that path with you. There are friendships that are just not able to be someone that you can see in person. For me, there's a small group that I can see in person, and it's good for my soul. And then there are some that I call and will FaceTime, and then there's some that I can only handle text messaging. The theme over all of these videos is you have to know there's no blueprint for this. There's no exact way that you're going to respond to medication. There's no exact way that you're going to respond to counsel. There's no exact way that you're going to respond to relationships. For me, there was relationships that are of value and that needed to be kept, and then there are some that needed to go for my health. There are people that I love and that I've spent a large portion of my life with that I had to say goodbye to because I couldn't take them with me if I was going to heal. And that's a painful, painful thing to think about because these are people that I thought I'd be with in some capacity for the rest of my life. Um, but finding good community, finding friends that you can just be honest with, I call them the no BS friends. Like you need people that you don't have to pretend. You need people that don't need you to be in your best clothing. You need people that don't need to see you in the best shape. You need people that are just willing to play phase 10 with you. If you've never played phase 10 with a friend, do you even really have a friend? But you need someone that's willing to just sit and play cards with you for hours and not need to say a word. Those are the relationships you need in your life. You need those sort of friends to do that. And as the trust grows and the community grows, you are able to progress and heal and to talk through things. Even before I started recording these videos, some in my circle I sent them to, and they said these are good things for you to share, or I wouldn't share them just yet, or think about whether or not you want to share that thought. Remember what happened last time you shared. And so keeping good, valuable community is huge and so important for you in your journey that you walk through each and every day. You know, these things are valuable. These things are important. Let me fix some lighting in here. I'm not a professional YouTuber, y'all. I'm just a guy with a cool headset that he got for work but can't work, so he wanted to record stuff with good audio. These are just tools that I feel help. Get yourself good community. Get yourself people that love you. Um, and here's my one controversial statement of the day. Um, if you know somebody's going through it, if you know someone's going through depression and you haven't been a part of their life, it's okay to resist the urge for the fake thinking of you text. Let me say that again. It's okay to resist the urge of sending someone a text that says thinking of you when you actually haven't been thinking of them. It doesn't make you a bad person that you moved on with your life, or that you focused on your kids, or that you focused on your ministry, or that you focused on your life. But someone that's depressed and dealing with loss doesn't need to be reminded of a relationship that they've lost, if there's not an opportunity for that to grow. So resist that urge. I know that you don't understand that. I've been guilty of the hey, thinking of you, praying for you today, brother, the generic copy and paste text. And um, I'm gonna be sure that if I wasn't actually thinking of that person in those moments, like it's okay to just live your life and not have to be fake in those moments. And so we're going to talk next time about boundaries. It's huge. One of the greatest things that I learned was about boundaries. We're going to talk about creating those boundaries in your life, where it's okay to create boundaries, and how to not feel bad about those boundaries. Talk to you soon.